Well, you don't have to search far to find examples of fraudulent sexual assault accusations. Some of us have lived them. Some of those accusations are widely believed, but that does not make them true. What happens to those who are falsely accused in such cases? Libby Locke knows well. She represented UVA Dean Nicole Aramo after Rolling Stone made the dean a villain in their fake story about a gang rape that never took place at UVA. Libby Locke joins us tonight. So, Libby, the reason I was so interested in talking to you is that we never sort of follow up in these stories. What happens to people who've been accused of some horrifying sex crime falsely? The smoke clears. Nobody asks them any other questions. What happens to their lives?
Well, it's a big problem when your name is dragged through the mud in the national press, like my client's was. Clients are faced with a choice of whether they put out a lot of money and spend on lawyers to litigate to clear their names, or finding lawyers who are willing to take on their case on a contingency basis and try and clear their name. And the hurdles that you have to overcome in a defamation claim as a plaintiff are incredibly high. And Dean Aramo, to her credit, she was brave. She brought those claims, and she hired us. We litigated it pretty fiercely, and we vindicated her reputation. But it's not all people who are dragged through the mud have the
No, they don't.
The
I mean, the Duke lacrosse players who were called rapists for 6 months on TV by the morons on cable news, all innocent.
And that prosecutor who lost his bar license.
That's right.
Yep.
Mike Nifong. What about the kids in the fraternity who were accused of raping women when they didn't?
Yeah.
Did they ever, were they made whole?
They had challenges too. One group of students brought a lawsuit in the Second Circuit, brought a lawsuit in New York, and it was dismissed. It was thrown out. They said, you can't bring it because you weren't named in the case. And they had to appeal that up to the Second Circuit. They waited years to have their chance, and they went back, and Rolling Stone settled that case. But, it's a long process in litigation.
It's unbelievable. Well, 50 years ago, you would have been a liberal hero for doing what you're doing. And I'm sure now they mock you. Libby, thanks very much for what you do and for coming and talking to us about it. I really appreciate it. Well, it's been an unbelievable day, but it's not over. Stay right here for continued coverage of Brett Kavanaugh and the hearing that happened today. And, of course, we'll be back tomorrow for the show that is the sworn enemy of lying, pomposity, smugness, and groupthink. We have a special guest on the set tonight.
Lying, pomposity.
And we have a special present for the guest. The guest, of course, is Sean Hannity. You will recognize. This is our Eric Wemple.
Your last
mug.
guest was great. I can't talk. That was a really good interview.
This commemorates Eric Wemple, the Washington Post's appearance on our show. And there's a picture of how he responded. I want you to drink coffee out of that and toast to his good health. No!
Like a football?